Welcome to Something Artsy, the August 2024 version. My name's Tom Kaler. I am a member of the theater, a past president, board member, head of buildings and grounds, and a few other things. And I had somebody talk me into doing this today. Anyway, we have a big lineup today, and my first guest is going to be Sarah Warmka, I can talk, from the New Ulm Chamber of Commerce. Sarah, welcome.
Well, thank you for having me.
I know you have a busy summer here. We're going to get down and start talking about it.
Yep.
Spiking in the Streets is coming up.
Yeah.
And do you still have time for and spaces for people to come?
We do not. We are full.
You are full. Oh, wow.
Yes,
Yeah.
which is very exciting. It's actually a really good problem to have. So actually, we are over full. So by the time this airs, I'm sure we'll have a plan figured out. But we're trying to see if we can add another court, actually, to
wow.
fit all the teams that have already come in.
Now, how many people are on each team?
It's a team of 6. It's a co-ed 6, but you can have as many subs as you want. So I actually was on a team last year. I think we had like 10 people.
More than
Everyone
merrier.
wants to be a part of it.
Yeah. That is true. What is the entry fee for a team? Is it individual or a team, or how do they
It's
work
by
it?
team, so it's $180 for a
Okay.
team, and then you get 6 free shirts with that as well, which are the nice shirts. They have a Spiken logo,
Yeah.
and then and then there's cash payouts for the 3 different divisions, and so
I was going to say, what are the dates and times that this is going on?
So it's the first weekend in August, and it will always be the first weekend in August.
Okay.
That's what we're trying to claim that weekend.
Second and third, then, right?
Exactly.
Okay,
So
yeah.
the stand will be put down on Friday the 2nd.
How much do they put down there?
Last year it ended up being 600 tons for one block.
How long does
38
it-
dump trucks.
How long does it take to do that?
Yeah, quite a while. But not, I guess was it 4 or 5 hours last year?
Oh my gosh.
But again, that was for one block, which had 4 courts. This year, we're planning on one block with 4 courts and another half a block with 2 additional courts.
Oh my gosh, wow.
So we're talking lots and lots and lots of sand. And then we're trying to see if we can maybe add a 3rd court on that 2nd block to see if we can expand
putting
just
it
a little
down
more.
is a chore.
Oh my gosh.
What does it take to clean it up?
Yeah.
You can't just let it flow down the sewer. I mean,
Not at all. And actually that's, we are very careful about all of that. So there's nets in the storm sewers. We duct tape over all the little things in the street. It's
A lot of
whole,
precautions.
there's bio roll around the edges to make sure it all stays contained within that street because all that sand cannot go into the sewer system. You're
Yeah, I
absolutely
know.
right. And so, they clean it all up on Sunday. They scoop it all up. We've got sand, brooms and leaf blowers to get all the sand off the sidewalks and back into the street. And then they've got street sweepers. Last year I went down, and 12:30, you couldn't even tell that it
gosh.
had been there. So pretty
Is it-
cool.
Is it city workers that are doing it, or
It
private
is not.
vendor?
That's a really good question. Actually, no taxpayer money is going towards this
Okay,
event.
wow.
All of it is privately funded by businesses. Even the garbage. Riverview Sanitation's a sponsor, so they're doing the in-kind garbage for
Oh my
us.
gosh.
And so it is all privately funded, which is really cool. Isn't that cool?
I think it's great. You're
Yeah.
not hurting anything around here. People are having a
Right, yeah.
blast.
Why not?
And really changing the face of downtown New Ulm for a little
For
while.
a couple of days. And honestly, the publicity from it too is incredible.
Yeah.
Our social media statistics last year had 700,000 impressions from that weekend. And that's which is higher than we get for
Wow.
Oktoberfest, Bachfest. It's just because it's so
Amazing.
unique,
It is. It is. I'll put something on the face of New Ulm again, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, but public, please come down Friday. Watch the trucks putting up the sand. Love that. We're gonna have a beach party Friday night, so bring your kids.
Music?
Yep, DJ music, some beachy
Okay.
kind of stuff. The Brown County Free Fair is gonna be there with giant bucket pong, where you can, for a chance to win tickets to Brown County Fair. And it's gonna be fun Friday night, and then of course Saturday. Come down, bring the kids. We've got an expanded area, so there's more room for spectators. We'll have additional food vendors outside, first aid tent, some kids activities. We're bringing a bounce house for the kids this year.
Oh
and
my
so
gosh.
it's gonna be really
It
fun.
will be.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on.
Yes.
Farmers markets. You've had a
Yeah.
change of venue, and I
Yes.
don't know if a lot of people know that. So let them know where you're at now.
Yeah, so we're right on Broadway now. So in the A to Zinnia parking lot and then a section of First South. So it's
Okay.
15 South Broadway is the address. So, very highly visible now in this new location, which I think it helps people remember, top of mind.
Yeah.
So it's not tucked away on German or in Cashwise.
Right.
Every time I've gone, there's been parking in that parking spot. There's a parking lot right behind A to Zinnia's greenhouse, but there's also plenty of on-street parking, even Cashwise in the Bank Midwest parking, or not Cashwise, Center Street and the Bank
Center
Midwest parking lot. There's always been plenty of parking, so
Super.
don't let that keep you away.
And days it's in existence there.
Thursdays from 2:30 to 5:30,
Okay.
and Saturdays from 9 to noon. And there's additional activities, live music, kids activities, sidewalk chalk, just a bunch of stuff to make it more of an experience.
How long does it last? How many?
Through Oktoberfest.
Through
So
Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest.
Okay, so they've got August and September, and then
Yeah,
probably
lots
the
of
first
time.
week of October. Good.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. Now, another thing we've seen that's been very successful through the 2 times this year, your car and bike roll, and it's been unbelievable. You've had a great amount of people there.
It's been really fun. It's fun to
wha-
see the people come down.
Okay, when is the next one?
August 16th, so Friday night.
Friday night.
Starts at 4:30. So we'll close down the streets. We'll have volunteers there to help line up cars starting about 4. But it starts at 4:30. Some food vendors will be there too. Outside music. What I really liked between the first one in June and the second one in July is to see how many more businesses are doing things. So like the Legion had a wing special, and Sweet Haven Tonics had music in the Narin, and so it's fun to see the businesses downtown adding to these roll-ins and making them even more of an event.
It is. It's not just one little thing. It is an event.
It's a whole collective.
That is kinda nice.
Absolutely. The Grand has live music, and yeah. It's
And
good.
again, the earlier people get there, the better they can get viewing seat and doing things.
Well, don't
Otherwise,
come too early.
You said they come in at about 4:30.
4
to sign
o'clock
up.
is,
Okay.
yeah, come about
All right.
4:30 is when it starts.
Well, they can always find some place to enjoy something while they're waiting. So,
yeah, absolutely. And then there's that goes until 9ish. Although cars have been kind of clearing out about 8.
Yeah.
But then there is the opportunity also for outside music that could go until 11. Although if there's not many people in the street, it'll be brought inside.
Yeah.
Of it.
All right. Okay. Now to change tracks here, you have the Hype Young Professionals Kickoff. Explain what it is and what's going on.
Yeah, so the HYPE stands for Helping Young Professionals Evolve, and so it's our young professional group that's offering networking and promote education for 21 through 40 is the age group. So anyone who wants to learn more about our community, network with other people in that age group, there's going to be socials and some professional development and some other things that will be coming. So we're having a kickoff event on August 15th to kind of get the information out there, get people excited, or a chance for them to sign up and learn more. And so I guess watch for more information for that, or check out newulm.com, or email the chamber to get on that list. And anyone under 40, they're invited to attend.
Not me.
I'm on the edge of that there too.
How often do you do this?
So they haven't met since COVID.
Oh,
so
okay.
so it's really restarting a program.
Okay.
But I think they're planning on probably every other month or so,
Okay.
like a social and then some professional development.
It's kind of nice to network that way. You get to meet people. Maybe your business, their business can do something together.
Right.
Nice,
Yeah. Well, and when we first moved to town, this group was in existence, and it was really helpful for us to meet other people our age. And we're still in contact and good friends with people that we met through that group.
I've heard that from a lot of people that
Yeah.
age. People my age don't exist anymore.
Yeah, I've always heard that we should start a hope, helping old people evolve.
We've evolved. We're not going anywhere. I tell people I'm old enough. I remember when the Dead Sea was sick.
Oh, gosh.
So, anyway, now you have another event coming up, Mingle with a Purpose.
Yeah.
And you said you changed the name a little bit too.
Well, so Mingle with a Purpose is our women's networking event that's held in the winter months. So so it's going to be taking place in February 27th. But this is a great reveal right here. Are you ready for it?
Yep.
We have hired our speaker, and we have booked Abby Jimenez is her name. She is a New York Times bestselling author.
Wow.
She lives in the metro area. She actually has a special connection to New Ulm. So I've met her. She's been down here for Oktoberfest. It's just super fun. But yeah, she's written 5 books that are all on the New York Times bestselling list. She also owns Nadia Cakes with Cupcake. So her story, so she's going to be our keynote presenter, and her story is really inspiring. She didn't go to college. You know, she was laid off with her third child when she was pregnant with her third child, and so she's like, you know, built this empire,
Wow.
and so we're excited to have her here.
Yeah.
So she's coming in February, but to kick off ticket sales and to start raising awareness of this, we're going to have an event on August 22nd. It's called Mingle with a Purpose Summer Social.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be held at Alm Sweet Alm or Luca Books
Okay,
downtown.
right.
Because it's a book, so we're partnering with them. They're sponsoring this whole event, and so we'll have discounts on Abby's books that night, some snacks, some drinks, a bingo card kind of thing. Just an opportunity, just from 6 to 7 that evening.
Wow.
Yeah, a nice event.
Is there a cost for that?
There's not. No,
There
come
is
on
not.
out. No, yeah, and 10% off her books, 5% off everything in the store besides the pottery. So it's a great chance also to check out this local bookstore too.
Folks, there's a great free event right there. Take advantage of it, really. Well, I thank you. You've got a lot coming up. You're going to keep people busy around here, and it is great to see you. Stop by the chamber if you have any questions. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Right. Well, welcome back to Something Artsy. My next guest is, I guess, a repeat offender. Leroy Harris from New Ulm Public Library, and I know he always has a list of things. We'll just get down to it. Leroy, what special events do you have at the library in August?
Well, for adults, we have a couple things coming up. So first, we have Bill Straczynski, who's a Minnesota author. He served as a combat medic in Vietnam. And he wrote a book called Care Under Fire about his experience.
Oh.
And so he's going to come and talk about his book and his experience at the library. He'll be here on Thursday, August 22nd at 6:30 p.m. We also have the return of our Evaluating the News seminar series. It's another election year again. And
Seems like it always is.
news is getting feisty, so
Yes.
It's always good to have a refresher of how to think critically about news and to develop news literacy. And so those are going to be Thursdays in August, starting on Thursday, August 1st at 1:30 p.m., and they're going to be held at the Community Center this time.
Okay.
So you can come on down. Community Center, 1:30 on Thursday afternoons for our Evaluating the News seminar series.
Okay.
And so those are our special events that we have for adults in August. The children's programming takes a bit of a break in August after all the busyness of summer reading
Right.
in June and July.
How long of a break will it be? Do you see
Yeah,
it in the future?
Just
something coming?
August. Yep.
Okay.
So September, right after school starts and after Labor Day, our regular children's programming will start back up.
All right. What are some of the regular adult programs you have?
Well, we've got our 3 book clubs. So our Litwitz Book Club is going to be meeting Monday, August 5th at 6:30 p.m. They meet up in our Fred Johnson room, and they're going to be discussing Abraham Verghese's new book, The Covenant of Water. It's a thick one. But people are enjoying it. They're saying it's good.
Okay.
Our History Book Club meets the third Tuesday of each month, so they're going to be meeting Tuesday, August 20th at noon, and they're going to be discussing the book Baseball in the Garden of Eden by John Thorne, talking about the early history of baseball.
Neat.
So that should be a fun one. And then our Mystery Book Club it meets on the last Monday of each month usually, and so they'll be meeting Monday, August 26th at 6:30 p.m., and they're going to be discussing Sworn to Silence by Linda Castillo. So it's a thriller mystery.
Wow. So they've got something for everybody there.
Oh, yeah.
Any special adult programs that you have?
Well, but besides the ones I've mentioned, we've got our poetry group. They meet on the second Monday of each month, so they'll be meeting Monday, August 12th at 6:30 in the evening. Come down, share a poem, listen. Either's fine. Our Genealogy Club,
Right.
they meet on the third Thursday of each month, so in this case that'll be August 15th at 6:30 p.m., so back to our regular meetings. We had a couple field trips in the summertime, and so we'll be back to our regular things there. The New Ulm Film Society is continuing their mockumentary series, and so they're going to be watching Surf's Up. They meet the second Tuesday of each month, so that's going to be Tuesday, August 13th
Right.
at 6:30. And then we've got our senior movie matinees. We're going through the decades, so August.
Been there every Friday practically, so.
Yeah, 1970s has been really silly so far. So in the August, we're going to hit the 1980s. and it's going to be a bit all over the place, but definitely a lot of action going on. So on August 2nd, and so those happen Friday afternoons at 1 p.m. here in our meeting room. We're going to watch Back to the Future.
Okay.
And then the following week, we're going to watch Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark. And then the week after that, it's Poltergeist.
Okay.
The week after that is Vacation, like complete opposite ends of the spectrum.
How did, yeah.
And then after that, we're ending with another Harrison Ford thriller, Witness.
Witness,
That's a good one.
Yeah, well, I saw quite a few of the other ones this month, and I mean, you're right, silly. We go from Monty Python to Mel Brooks to, oh my gosh, it's just fun. It is fun.
Yeah, so those are a lot of fun. Come down Friday afternoons at 1 for those.
All right. What else do I have? What else do you have coming up? Anything new and exciting?
Well, besides our programs, of course, our summer reading program is wrapping up here at the end of July. And so if you have kids, teenagers that have participated in summer reading, you'll want to make sure that you get your reading logs turned in by August 5th, Monday, August 5th. So you have from the beginning of the last week of June until August 5th to turn in your reading logs, unless you've made prior arrangements with Miss Catherine. If you know you're going to be on vacation or whatnot, please talk to her ahead of time. You can call or stop by the children's desk to do that. Once you get your reading logs turned in, you'll get your name in for the grand prize drawing. You'll get to do your submit your vote for new interactive play items for the children's room, as well as teens get their swag bag of stuff, and kids get their last week of prizes there too. So children's programming there. Our Library of Things, of course, still has our summer offerings. So we've got life jackets. We've got things like outdoor lawn games, and all of those are in place there. And of course, for those rainy days or days where it's just too hot, we also have lots of great board games and indoor offerings too.
We've had a lot of those days, so yes. All right. Anything else?
Well, we're working on our memory lab upgrades
Yes,
that
yep.
we've gotten from our grant that we got from the Mellon Foundation.
Explain the memory lab just a little bit.
Sure. So the Memory Lab is a place where we provide you with training so that you can digitize your old media for free. If you utilize one of those services that's out there, it can be very expensive, and you're not in control of the project. You might send out your tape or what have you, and you might never see it again. Right. And so you're in control of the project. We provide you with support, train you how to use the equipment, and so phonographs, cassette tapes, VHS tapes, camcorder tapes.
Floppy disks.
Floppy disks, yes.
I utilized it, that's how I know.
Floppy disks. We can pull things, besides floppy disks, we can pull things off of SD cards, CDs, and the like. We also can do photos, slides, film negatives, all of those things as well. We can digitize those. And so it allows you to digitize them, save them, so you can share them or store them in another way in another place. So that your family and others you care about will be able to have those. And so we're working on our upgrades to that. We've gotten some of our new equipment in. I've started to get some of the equipment for our mobile memory lab that we're building. So that's something that'll be available to go out into the community.
Oh, wow.
So organizations like the Brown County Historical Society and the German Bohemian Heritage Society and other places will be able to borrow it and take it and borrow it right there, so they don't have to carry everything here to the library.
That is convenient.
So yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
So we're excited for that, and so we're working on those upgrades. So those are some of the things going on.
Excellent. Well, if you have nothing else, I do thank you for coming. And
it's always good to see you, Tom.
And again, they can contact the library. How?
You can call the library at 507-359-8331. You can email the library at tbnnotices@tds.lib.mn.us. You can send us a message on our Facebook page. You can also, our website does now have a contact form. Or you can submit questions for things there too. And so you go to newulmlibrary.org and you can access that as well.
It is a busy place, folks. It is really busy. Thank you very much, Leroy. Hope to see you again next month.
Oh yeah,
and
we'll see you then.
We will be right back. Welcome back to Something Artsy, and I would like to say thank you to especially Prairie Lakes Performing Arts. They really help us out with grants every year. So thank you again for your support. Keep us going. I have with me Michael Henley with State Street Theater, who I'm familiar with. Michael, what is your role with State Street?
Tom, how are you doing today?
I'm doing okay.
Thanks for having me here. My role at State Street Theater is, one, I'm on the board, serving with some excellent individuals from the community, keeping the theater going, but specifically I'm the chair of the production committee.
And what does that entail?
So our productions are the plays that we really put on at the theater, the plays that you see on stage. A little bit different from some of the bookings and bands you might see or other shows.
Right.
The plays or the productions are the ones that we as a community theater put on.
Right.
And we have generally about 3 a year. We'll have just wrapped during the summer Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, our musical. Then this year we're also going to go into our Christmas one, which is the best Christmas pageant ever, which is a kids show. So there's going to be lots of opportunities for little ones getting involved, which I know my daughter loves to be on stage, and we'll be looking at that. And then in the springtime, we always kind of do a classic drama, or have in the past couple years. This year's going to be Agatha Christie's A Murder is Announced, so a mystery.
I don't remember reading that one, but unless it was a different title, she does that once in a while.
Yeah, she had a lot of
Yeah.
plays. So,
Gosh. Yep.
and then what we'll do after that is kind of in August sometime here, we're going to start planning our 2025, 2026 season, and getting some new shows booked for that one.
All right. Can you still get a season subscription for the theater?
Yeah, yeah. Our season passes, we are able to get a lot of different shows. Not only are the plays, the productions included in that, but you also get a series of the bookings that we have. So different artists are included in that season package. We also have some different flavors of that. I know there's a date night package where you can, pair up 2 sets of tickets, so you can, go with whomever as a couple. And there's pretty deep discounts if you're looking to do it that way, and a really great bargain if you're planning to see a lot of the shows at the theater.
Because we've had, in the past, we have had some great artists there, just some great things going on. And I know I work the tech booth once in a while, and it's interesting. The people that we've had in there are just fantastic to work with. And it shows that they really care about performing for people. And I really enjoy being there and seeing that.
Yeah, I think some of the caliber that we're getting for different artists in there now is just been phenomenal.
It has, it really has. Now, how can you get tickets? How can you buy a seasonal subscription? What do you have to do?
Yeah, so we have a couple different ways that you can get tickets. We have a new ticketing system, actually. If you go to our website, you can find different tickets online. You're able to pick your seats now. No more just kind of rushing the office and trying to get there early.
Right.
If you go online, find your seats, select your seats, you can pick where you want to go, and then you can show up, a couple minutes before the show and just find your seat that you've already pre-selected and get right in. That's one of the biggest benefits of having this new ticketing system.
In the past, people would come in, they'd be there an hour and a half early because they wanted to get the soft, cushy seats and not the wooden seats.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, well, now we with the new seats that we have, paired
They're
with
all
our new ticketing
cushy and
system,
soft, every one.
it's
So yes,
great.
it is. It really is.
Another thing on the season pass that we have too is when you get a season pass, you are able to pick your seats that you will have for those shows way ahead of time.
Yep.
So it's not like you have to go for every show and get the bookings, select your seats for everyone. You're going to have those same seats throughout the whole season.
It is. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice to see the way they did that. Website. What is our website?
It is statestreetnewulm.org.
Okay.
You can also get tickets by just stopping in the box office, located on State Street and Center Street there.
Door number 7.
Door number 7, Monday through Friday. We always have somebody there from 9 a.m. to noon, or you can give them a call at 507-354-6967.
Exactly. I drove by. It looks like you got some construction going on by the flagpole. What are we doing?
Yeah, so we have a couple of different constructions things
Yeah.
going on. The one that you're probably seeing is we're gonna be putting in a new marquee sign outside. So right now we kind of have these banners that we're making, and
Right.
they've served their purpose, but we're going to have an electronic sign that's gonna be updated, really visible to people, so you can see what shows are gonna be coming up.
Excellent.
Yep.
Excellent. And that is being put in by one of our good friends.
Yes, it's Sid Signs
Sid Signs,
helping put that in, and we are very grateful.
Now, it's expensive to do that. How do we pay for this?
Yeah, we're kind of completing a series of improvements to the theater. We talked about the ticketing system, but we also have upgraded the bathrooms recently. The seats we mentioned before, so everything is no longer those wooden chairs.
Right,
They're
they're
the cushy
gone.
ones and very comfortable.
Right.
All that takes money. And we're kind of in this last stretch of this capital campaign. And we've had a lot of different donors step up through the community, which we are very grateful for to help make this space and keep improving it. And we do continue to need support for things like the sign, for our upkeep, for new electrical going in.
We've got things going on in the background people will never see, but we have updated a lot of electrical in there, and yeah, it's ongoing to keep that lady moving. So yep.
So if you would like to make a donation to help continue with these construction projects, you can make a donation by dropping off a check at the theater or mailing to State Street Theater. And really, we just appreciate everything that the community has given so far and continues to give to help just support the arts in your local community.
In the time we've been open, it's grown quite a bit, and it's fun to see the growth that we've had.
It is.
I love it. Anything else you can tell us about?
No, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for hosting,
Okay.
and thank you for everybody who helped to contribute to make this place a success.
Thank you, Michael, and thank you everyone for watching. Hope you make it to the theater and see what we have to offer, and go to some of the other places we visited today. We'll see you next time. Welcome back to Something Artsy. Right now I have a representative from Menagerie, Angie Schumann. Angie, tell us a little bit about Menagerie.
Well, Menagerie was a youth singing group that was led by Bob Wirtz from 1970 to 2000. It started in the basement of our Savior's Lutheran Church and ended up in the Minnesota Music Hall of Fame.
Wow.
So in 1970, Bob and his wife Betty Ann were working on Luther League at our Savior's Lutheran Church, and they had to create a church service. And from there, it just kind of grew. It started with 6 to 8 members, and then each year it just added a few more.
The last time I saw him at State Street Theater, there was quite a group there. It was always fun. What age group was this? Mostly high school?
It was. It included kids from the 10th to the 12th grades from any school in town.
Okay.
It wasn't through the schools, it wasn't through the churches, it was completely community-based.
Oh, okay.
There were usually 30 to 40 kids each year. So we figured the number of members is somewhere between 600 to 800 throughout all of the years, possibly more. That does include Rotary and foreign exchange students as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now I know the alums get together to perform concerts. When and where will this be this year?
The next one is coming up on Saturday, August 17th at 7 p.m. at German Park. Since Bob retired in 2000, every few years we get together and have a concert with as many alumni as we can get. We had the retirement reunion in 2000. Then in 2010, we performed at Heritage Fest.
Right.
2019, we were at the State Street Theater. And now on the 17th, we're going to be at German Park again. Last fall, we got together for a couple of funerals, and we had decided at that point that we need to get together more often for something more intentional and more fun.
Yeah.
We just have a great time when we're together. There's such a family and camaraderie that we decided at that point to try to do a biannual. So we are doing 2 times a year. We had in February, we were up at the country club, and we just kind of did a singing that up there, sat around like we used to at our practices, and then now we're going to do more of a concert.
Okay. You said 2019 was stage. It doesn't
2019.
seem that
Yep.
long. Wow.
So 5 years ago.
Yes,
so
that
it's
is
time.
amazing. Wow. Cost of the tickets for the concert?
It's
You know?
free. It is a free concert. Just
Folks, you can't refuse that, let's face it. What time is it again?
7 p.m. on Saturday, August 17th.
Okay, what if it rains? What are you gonna do?
It's a really great question. Pray for no rain. Pray for good weather, and we'll figure out something if we need to.
There may be some place I know that might be open, but you have to talk
You
to somebody.
just never know.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, yeah, I'm not sure how things go there. What else can you tell me? Anything?
Our biggest ask is that people spread the word. Please, 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 if you know anybody that was in Menagerie or may have been in Menagerie or liked Menagerie, tell them about this. We really only have Facebook. We don't have a very good way of getting the word out to people. We do have a New Ulm Menagerie Facebook page where we have the event posted. So you can get all of the background information there, or if you have any questions, you can email newulmmenagerie@gmail.com and we will get back to you.
Okay, is Bob going to be here for this? Do you know?
That remains to be seen.
Is his son gonna be here?
Yes,
All
both
right.
of the boys will be here.
There we go, good, excellent.
Yes.
So, yep, at least you got some of the old leadership.
We
too.
do,
All right.
absolutely.
Well, super. Thank you very much for coming. It
Yes,
was good.
thank
I
you.
think it's gonna be a great night, and folks, free, how can you refuse? Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
And we just kind of. Welcome back to Something Artsy. My next guest is Amy Johnson with Brown County Historical Society. Amy, how long have you been director there?
So, as we're taping this in July,
Right.
a year and a half.
There we go.
But prior to that, I was the programs coordinator there, so we have about 4 years.
Okay. Now, I know you have a lot of things going. One of the things right in front of your building all the time, popcorn wagon.
Yes.
Now, I heard that might be celebrating an anniversary this year,
So
correct?
it is the 110th birthday of the popcorn wagon.
Wow.
So there we go with that, kind of exciting. The popcorn wagon operates 10 times. We have a special license to operate it through the season. So it makes 10 appearances throughout the season. So
Okay.
thank you to Bank Midwest for sponsoring the popcorn wagon this year
There you
and
go.
other generous donors as well. So the popcorn wagon will be coming out. We'd like to pair it with other special events that are going on in the community. And so for August 3rd, it wants to go out for spiking in the streets, of course, because
Right.
everyone gets very
We
excited
talked about that already, so, yeah.
Here it goes. And then on Saturday, August 31st, it will be out for Labor Day weekend as well.
Okay, good. Now, part of your little domain is the Kiesling House.
Yes.
Where is it located, and when is it open to the public?
So the Kiesling House is open to the public on Fridays and Saturdays, Memorial Day through Labor Day, from 11 to 3. It is located at 220 North Minnesota Street.
Right.
Very exciting thing happening this year is that the New Ulm Area Foundation gave us a grant, so we are redoing the signage on the inn, expanding a little bit on the
Okay.
story, and so that should be ready. We look forward to hopefully unveiling that by the end of August, maybe U.S. Dakota Commemoration Weekend,
Okay,
maybe.
yeah,
So that's
yes.
coming. Stay tuned.
Right,
New signage.
okay.
Yeah, and then we also have it open for other special events, such as last year for Downtown Oktoberfest, we had it open. And then, of course, the Downtown Halloween Hop. Last year, we decided to open the doors and have the kids stop by. It was
That was
a
kind
good
of
time.
neat. All right. Now, in conjunction with that, I know in the past you had Heritage Chores Camp.
Yeah,
Can you tell me a little about that and what's
right.
going on with it? Who gets involved with that?
Yep, so this is a new program this year that we're gonna try out. It kind of is a spin-off from our summer day camp that we had a couple years ago, some of the greatest hits of that, but also kind of, we had a pretty successful experience this year with the one-room schoolhouse out at the
Right.
fairgrounds. So it's
Fairgrounds,
kind of the two of them melded together.
Oh, okay.
Again, it's a new program that we're gonna give it a try, and that's gonna take place on Thursday, August 15th, at the Kiesling House. Kiesling House has a lot going on this year.
I guess.
It's just a morning program from 9 to 1:30, and again, heritage chores. With that, we could help the parents get the kids get ready back into the routine to go back to school. But no, heritage chores. So the kids, when we did the summer day camp, really enjoyed doing the laundry
On the board
outside,
and
right
everything,
on
yeah.
the board with the soap and the big tub, and they did that outside.
Wow.
And then we strung up some clotheslines, and then they got to hang the clothes. We're gonna maybe consider if we want to do some like sewing activities
yeah.
or some spinning wheel activities, making butter, of course. There's all of that. So a fun morning of
What
arts
kind
and
of
crafts.
age group are you talking here?
So this is going to be kids kindergarten to 5th grade.
Okay.
So
Good.
again, a range.
Is there a fee?
There is a fee, I believe it's $20 for
Alright.
that, $25, let's say. Yep.
And they can check with you?
They can give us a call, 233-2616.
Okay.
507-233-2616. And I do believe that the 2 teachers that were out at the one-room schoolhouse this year will maybe be returning to host the chores camp. So
Excellent. And I heard they had a great response, so
they
that's
did.
good.
It was
Now,
a good time.
you mentioned U.S. Dakota War
Yes.
commemoration.
Yes.
What do you have planned?
So August is a very busy month. Not only are we at the fair and we're doing chores camp, but then we are doing the U.S. Dakota War commemoration this year again, sponsored by the Junior Pioneers and Vicinity. Thank you very much for your support on that. We're going to have Lisa Besmer is going to do a special presentation on Wednesday the 21st, actually out at Milford
Okay.
at 6 o'clock. We're going to do a special lunch and a bite on Thursday, noon, on St. Rose Academy, which was a Native American boarding school not too far from here on the prairie. That's Anita Gall and Janet Timmerman. I could go on.
Right.
This is a segment in itself, people.
Way back when we had one of those in here talking about that, so yeah, one of those ladies in,
Yeah.
so yeah.
So they'll
Okay.
be here. We'll be doing walking tours, probably Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay.
Sundays is a cemetery tour, but then we also have Jerry Weldy's going to do a presentation on Friday, the 23rd, on Birch Coulee itself.
Okay.
But that's at the annex.
Okay.
And then Saturday, we're going to do a author book launch signing, and that was actually just in the paper a few days ago, but you probably didn't see it because Nancy Silcox releasing her book called A Place Called Home. And then the Battery is going to be at the Kiesling House also on Saturday the 24th. Go to our website. You can get all of the information there, times, locations, dates, descriptions, or give us a call. We also have little cards at the
Okay.
museum they can swing by and get
Right.
a schedule.
Any new exhibits?
New exhibits. Yep, we just had a new exhibit open. It's called The Rise and Fall of Brown County's Flower Industry. So that's there. That one will be there probably through fall
Okay.
into winter. And then we have a guest curator exhibit that's been around for about a month or so now, and
Okay.
that's Lauren Levon, and she's a graphic artist and also a photographer. So,
Okay, so,
but the one that I do want to mention that's coming now in fall 2024 is 170 years since the founding of New Ulm.
Right.
And so this fall we will be opening a new exhibit. It's going to replace Gwitheil. The New Ulm is a Turner town, so if you want to come and see that, now is the time. Because we're running into 170 years of the city of charm and tradition. We'll be opening in fall.
okay, cool. So changing things around inside and getting updated a little too.
Yeah.
Check it out. What is there a fee just to come into
Yeah,
the
it's
historic society?
$7 for adults and $5 for our seniors. And then 4 and under are free. Children are $4. But I do want to make note, again, thank you to our sponsors, Junior Pioneers and Bank Midwest, New Ulm Area Foundation. We couldn't do all of these things without you, but also to our members and our volunteers. You know, we're a staff of like 5 people. And so our volunteers make everything happen. Popcorn wagon, book sale,
Yeah.
front desk, everywhere. So thank you very much
I
to
know
you.
a lot of your volunteers at the popcorn wagon, so very good friends. So yeah, we run the same way with the theater at State Street
Yeah,
Theater,
Absolutely.
Prairie Center for the Arts. If we
Yeah.
didn't have them with us, we couldn't do anything, I think, so it's
Right
kind of
on.
great. All right, well, I thank you for coming,
Well,
and
thank you very much for
hope
having
to-
me.
folks, get over there,
Please.
learn about the history of New Ulm.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Welcome again to Something Artsy. This is the August 2024 version. My guest now is from Wandagog House, and it's Alexander Roth. I met Alexander a few years back at State Street Theater.
Exactly.
Who's the sponsor of this. Anyway, how is it going? And tell us about what's going on in
Oh my
Wandagog.
goodness. Well, first of all, the Wandagog House is up and running, even though you can see the construction right now. Thank goodness for the construction, because it's been a long time coming. Of course, with the pandemic, we weren't able to do anything, and now we're going full speed ahead.
Now, what are you working on?
Well, I know that they're redoing the tower. They're doing the siding outside. They're going to do a bit of the roof, and it's all going to be in faces. So this is a major deal, yeah. And it's been, like I said, it's a long time coming.
Wow. When are you open?
We are open, now I'll get this right, we are open from 10 to 4 on Saturday and 11 to 2 on Sundays. And FYI, we're always looking for people to kind of come in and at least be a welcoming committee to those people coming in.
Yeah.
And FYI, you can also always call us for any kind of, like if you just want to come in, and the telephone number is 507-359-2632, or also do info@wandagoghouse.org. So that's our 2 contacts there. So
Now, for those that live by Google Maps, what is the address?
it is 226 North Washington in New Ulm, and that is 3rd Street and Washington.
Wow. Now, I understand Wandagog's artwork was featured in a museum in New York City.
It was.
How'd that go?
Yeah, I couldn't say enough about it. It's in the Whitney Museum of American Art in New York City, which is the premier museum for American art really on the planet.
Yeah.
So the fact that she is there is amazing. There is Roxanne Smith, who is the senior curatorial assistant, and Scout Hutchinson, who is a curatorial fellow, met me at the exhibit. I thought it was great when they said it was small but mighty, and it really is. They did such an amazing job. So if I may, I can't thank them enough. They were incredibly gracious. They were cordial. They were also really fun and funny.
It makes life easier.
Oh, it really is. It's great. And it's amazing to work with someone who is so good at what they do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the other thing they were so invested and committed to Wandagog as a person and her artwork, and to really have they had absolute integrity there. And they asked me a lot of questions. I noticed, I think before you had asked how this all came to be, right? They reached out to us. The Whitney reached out to the to the Wandagog House here in New Ulm. And they had Wandagog's, let's say it's a playlist, the music that she listened to when she was in the 40s out east, but they had nothing from here.
Okay.
So with the help of Pat Eckstein at the Bohemian Society, we worked together. We got a playlist up. They gave me some of the CDs. Unfortunately, they weren't able to use the CDs, but we were able to go through and got a lot of the Bohemian music, the German music. They also did Schubert's, Schubert's the Symphony Number 8 in B minor by Schubert, which is, I think, a Bohemian piece. The Du Du liegst mir am Herzen, which all of us know here. So it was amazing to work with them, yeah.
Oh, gosh. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds great. Now, I understand her books are now officially in public domain. Have book sales and royalties funded you in the past?
They have not. First of all, the only one that is Millions of Cats.
Okay.
That's coming up, I think, in 2 years. It's actually at its 100th year, but now it's in the public domain. Okay. We, as the Wandagog House, never got royalties for any of the books.
So it doesn't affect your funding?
It doesn't affect us at all that way. But because it is in the public domain, we're hoping to do a little bit more with it. So.
Okay. All righty.
Yeah.
Well, I have nothing else. Do you have anything else that's coming up?
Let's see. No, we're talking about I mentioned we need some volunteers. It's a lot of fun to work there. Again, I can't thank the Whitney enough for all of the things that they did.
Yeah,
And thanks to NewCat, and thanks to you for running the show here today. So I appreciate it.
Thank you, Alexander. Folks, we will be right back with our next guest. Welcome back to Something Artsy. I can say where I'm at. My next guest is the fairly new executive director of the Grand Center for Arts and Culture, John Ketton, correct?
Kellen, yep.
Kellen, I'm
Kellen.
sorry, I had
That's all
this blurred out here a little
That's
bit.
all right.
What brought you to New Ulm?
The Grand brought me to New Ulm.
Really?
I was researching doing an art center in Wilmer, and a lot of interest in it, but finding funding and finding a location for it was challenging. And I made a pitch to a group of entrepreneurs, and one of the ladies, when she found out I was looking to create an art center that had gift shop and artist studios as well as an educational component, the lady said, the Grand New Ulm, you have to go check it out. And so I did. About a year and a half ago, I met Ann Makepeace, and she gave me a tour, and I thought, wow, what an amazing thing you've created here in New Ulm. And at any rate, fast forward, they were looking for a new executive director and threw my hat in the ring, so here I am.
Marriage made in heaven,
It's
correct?
a great place. I'm really thrilled to be here, yes.
Now, how long have you been executive?
I started January 1st.
Okay.
Yep, so just over 6 months, and much to learn. There's a lot of moving parts there, but it's every day is something new and unique, and so yeah, I'm loving it so far.
Now, I understand you do glass work, correct?
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
Have you had it displayed at other museums before? or-
Well, this is just the glass. This is the first time in this little smallest museum. I do.
Elaborate on that. What is the smallest
So
museum?
the smallest museum is just it's about a 3x3 box container with glass that's in the front of the Grand there, so people can come by 24/7 to look at, and they're very small pieces mostly. Yeah, so
It's It's a good way to display things. I've walked by it many times, and I just get amazed at what people have in there.
yeah, it's a pretty cool little space. There is some challenge in terms of the heat,
Yeah.
some of the heat gain in glass, and so we had some challenges. One lady had a caustic work, so it melted, or you don't want to have heirlooms because the sun fades things, and so glass is pretty durable
Yeah,
as long as you don't break it.
And you could view it right at curbside there, right?
Yeah,
In
you
front
sure
of the
can.
building.
Yep.
Okay. Now, I understand you're a photographer also.
Yes, sir.
How'd
Yeah,
you get
so-
into that? What
Well,
have you done?
I got my first camera when I was in junior high, and loved taking pictures. My dad was a photographer and took Super 8 video movies, so I kind of grew up around it. And my whole life I've been taking pictures all around the world. I've traveled to more than 60 countries, and I always thought when I retired I would write a book or two about my adventures. And then about 5-6 years ago I moved back to Minnesota, to Wilmer, where I grew up. I lived in Tucson for many years, and really pleasantly surprised to find out how many organizations support the arts.
Oh, yeah.
The regional arts councils, the state arts board, Springboard for the Arts, really amazing. And learned how to write grants and started doing solo exhibitions. It's like, wow, who knew? It's like, can you really make it as a professional artist? It's challenging for sure. Yet Minnesota, what I've learned is second only after New York in terms of arts funding, and so it makes it much easier as an artist in Minnesota to produce work.
Right, at State Street Theater, we do rely on funding also through grants and such, so Prairie Lakes and quite a few other people we get grant money from, so it is necessary to keep us going too.
Yeah, well, we
like you.
we believe that art is intrinsic to who we are. It's
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
not a luxury, and so
Right.
to have partnerships with the State Street Theater, we're
Yeah.
doing Emmylou Harris concert coming up here in October.
I know,
Pretty
I'm
excited about that. Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun for sure. So.
Very excited.
Yeah.
All right, and what events do you have coming up in August and beyond?
Okay,
Look
yeah, so
forward to.
August, we got some really great music lineup. The Quantum Mechanics, August 2nd. The Ulmer Quartet, which is a local favorite.
A friend of mine's son is the drummer.
Oh my
Joe,
gosh,
so
those
yeah.
those
Yeah,
kids, I
they're
call them kids, young men, they're
They're
so
great.
talented. Yeah, we have really great crowds for them. Krista Bowman on August 16th, and another local favorite, Stacy K, August 23rd. So that's kind of the lineup in the in the cabaret. Also, we've got some great stuff coming up in the fall. We also have our second round of the Kids Creativity Camp, very well received. There's still some openings if you have kids that are looking for something fun to do. There's two different groups. The morning is the kids have completed kindergarten through third grade, and then the afternoon is completed 4th through 7th.
Older kids, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
so, yep, they do a wide variety from ceramics to painting to weaving. Yeah, lots of cool things for the kids to do. So.
That's the age to get them
Yep, yep.
involved in the arts.
Yeah, and we're also doing, we're having a little small booth at the farmer's market, one
Okay.
on a Thursday night and one on a Saturday, and so come out and can do some printing, some kid-friendly things to do at the farmer's market.
Excellent, wow. Well, again, the Grand is always busy, and
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing some of the acts there. I always try to get in there, so I do thank you for coming.
Yeah,
and
well, thank you for having me. We appreciate it.
folks, stop by the Grand. Contact. What is the contact information there?
Contact, you can call us 507-359-9222, or you can reach me directly, director@thegrandnewulm.org.
Excellent.
All right, thank
Got
you,
a way
sir.
to get a hold of you. Thank you very
All right,
much.
all right, good to see
Pleasure.
you. All right, take care.
All right. Welcome back to Something Artsy. My next guests, I have Leah Peckerell from Sweet Havens Tonic, and she has brought an artist with her, Lydia Kratz, and we're going to talk about quite a few things. Leah, you've had some you've had some good events this summer, some really fun ones. What do you have in store for us in August?
So in August, we have some live music coming back.
Okay.
So 2 Saturdays this coming month, we have Joe Weckworth. He'll be with us on August 10th from 7 to 9, and he's a singer-songwriter who's going to come in and play some of his music for us. And then on August 24th, same time from 7 to 9, we have David Wallace. He grew up in Minneapolis and has been studying music in Paris.
Oh, okay.
And he is a guitarist and musician who's going to play some beautiful music for
Wow.
us.
I'd be interested in that. I love guitar.
Yeah, me too.
Now, we've heard Sweet Haven Studio. What is it? Where is it located? And I think even Lydia's going to get in on this too. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so Sweet Haven Studio was an opportunity that came about a year ago, and Jason Jasperson is the founder of this concept,
Right.
and it's located underneath Sweet Haven Tonic, so in the basement. So
Okay.
when you come in and there's this big island in the middle, actually part of that rolls forward and exposes the stairs, which lead you down into Sweet Haven Studios.
Kind of like a speakeasy. Huh?
Yeah, like reverse speakeasy. The drinks are upstairs and the art is downstairs.
That's kind of neat.
So it was a space that wasn't being utilized, and Jason brings together all of these amazing artists
Yeah.
like Lydia,
Yep.
who have these talents in painting and sculpture and drawing and watercolor, and they bring all of their gifts together and create this grand scale art. So
Neat.
this last month, in July, we did some sip-in walks. So people
Okay.
could come in, we had it open, and they could grab a drink and go downstairs and meet the artists,
Oh.
which was a really great opportunity
Yeah.
for them to see some of the art, and it's massive. These are for huge events that they've been commissioned to do.
Oh my gosh.
And so it's a really kind of surprise. I think everyone who's gone downstairs said, I can't believe this is down here. So
It's a hidden gems.
it's a hidden gem, and so we're actually looking forward to working with artists like Lydia in the next month, in August and onward, to do some really fun art classes.
Excellent.
So maybe not the art classes you're used to, where you go and you paint. Everyone paints the same tree and you walk out with the same tree,
Yeah.
but more of an experience where you learn something about art and you get to express yourself creatively.
If I was in one of those classes, it wouldn't be the same tree. It would be something completely different.
And you guys would love that. It's not about all creating the same thing. It's about
the way
creating.
my mind works, I don't know, or doesn't work, I don't know.
I think you should sign up.
All right. Lydia, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you
Howdy.
from? How'd you wind up here?
Yeah. I am actually from Birmingham, Alabama.
Roll Tide.
Yeah. I went to high school over in South Dakota, and then I ended up studying studio arts at Bethany Lutheran College down
Okay.
in Mankato. And that's where I've been for the past 3 years. I'm about to be a senior coming in August. And I've been working with Jason since I got to Minnesota. And I've been working with him on his bigger artistic commissions from like churches and stuff like that since my sophomore year, since before my sophomore year. And Sweet Haven Studio is pretty much the new home where all of that art gets done. So yeah, that's where I've been working for the past few months.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to see you on New Cat, Jason. on there every once in a
Yeah.
while with the show and see what he creates. He worked with us at the theater a couple of times. He did a lot of work on his background in the set for Beauty and the Beast when we did it, and creative guy.
Yeah,
And I've known
for
his
sure.
father for years, so yeah. Excellent. What media do you usually work in?
I really like to try anything that I can get my hands on, really. But usually I'll gravitate towards working in my sketchbooks.
Okay.
And really anything can work as a sketchbook. I make my own a lot. But in those, usually I'll use just, typical stuff like markers and colored pencils and pens and stuff like that. Because I think you can make beautiful artwork out of absolutely anything.
Yeah.
But since coming to college, I've also started to get more into oil painting, which gives just a whole different look and level of finish to a piece of art. And then I'm also a digital artist, so I have a tablet that I can do digital paintings on, which I also really enjoy.
Well, working in the studio at Sweet Haven, have you changed anything in your art because of that? Have you expanded anything, or?
Yeah, I think definitely. The biggest and most obvious being I can make bigger artworks. The difference between Sweet Haven Studio and all of the other studios that I've worked in the past is its size.
Yeah.
We can make these big paintings and these big sculptures down there, which we really wouldn't be able to do in a different studio.
Excellent. What do you want people to know about your artwork? Do you have like a theme that you really go after
Yeah.
quite repeatedly?
I think since making art, since like being a kid, I've always been exploring anything that I've been curious about.
Okay.
When I was a kid, I would go out into my backyard and just be absolutely interested in everything that I saw. And then I would draw it. And I still do that exact same thing. And all of this artwork that I've made is from my inner explorer. I have so much curiosity for the world around me and everything that God has made. And I need a way to express that. And my art is that expression.
How long have you been doing this? When can you honestly say you remember your first piece of art that you've done?
Well, in general, I think that everyone is an artistic, creative person when they're born, and some people stop, and I just never stopped.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have all of my sketchbooks since, I could hold a pen, so.
Gosh. Well, in our August filming, we're going to invite some of the other artists that are from your group. You think they'd be willing to do something artsy with us and
Oh,
kind of show
absolutely.
things out? Okay.
Yeah.
We're wondering about that because it would be kind of nice to let people see exactly what has been going on. So,
Yeah, for sure. All of the artists at Sweet Haven Studios are just really incredibly talented and outgoing and really friendly people.
I have to get over there. Just the room, I'd like to see that. That's
Absolutely.
gonna be-
Come
Yeah.
over anytime, I'll open it up for you.
Okay, and I like to go over and listen to music. We already discussed that Joey from New Ulm, his little jazz band there, I've seen them, the quartet. And
They are so wonderful and
Oh, they-
always draw a huge crowd.
I always get amazed at their taste in music, because when you can get a youth like that playing Coltrane, I love it. So, anyway, anything else you want to?
I'm really looking forward to having other artists have the opportunity
super.
to share their art and
Yeah.
share what they're doing and collaborating together. Their only weakness is that they don't hype themselves up enough. So this is a wonderful opportunity for
You
them.
notice that with any artist, be it visual, audio, and all that, they don't do the hype. Somebody else does it for them. That's what you have salespeople for. So,
That's right.
so,
Well, I'm happy to facilitate.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Excellent. Well, I thank you both for coming. Thank you for bringing some of your works, and
Yeah.
hope we can be able to show it out to people on this show. Thank you very much for coming, and we will talk to you again.